Guys, I'm tired. I'm tired of this team. I am tired of watching abject performances. I'm tired of getting my hopes up only for them to be dashed time and time again by this team. I'm fed up of it. Fed up of it. Qarabag 2, Chelsea 2. Are you mad? Are you mad? What was that? What was that? Abject, embarrassing, shambolic performance again from us. As soon as you think you've turned a corner, as soon as you think you're going to start building some momentum and go on a bit of a run, no, you come crashing back down to earth. These guys sell us dreams time and time again and then dash them with miserable performances the very next game. Miserable performances. Too many of these players do not respect inferior opponents. It drives me crazy. The amount of games against inferior opposition that we drop points in, we don't put a performance in, players don't turn up for, we think the job's done before we've even played it, we turn up with a sense of arrogance. Where's the winning mentalities? Where's that desire? Where's that respect for the opposition? Because too many of these players in this group do not have that respect for the opposition. It's not there. They think they can just turn up, go through the motions, and they'll win because we're Chelsea. No, that doesn't run. That does not run anymore. We are not that Chelsea anymore when we can turn up and win games in the tunnel. No, we're not. We're a shadow of that Chelsea. We have to turn up and be 100% on it. Otherwise, we'll be punished and we simply will not pick points up. Our record against inferior opposition is abysmal, absolutely abysmal. From Brighton, Man United, Brentford, Palace, Qarabag, and Sunderland this season, we have not won a single one of those 6 games. Not a single one of those 6 games. Do you know how embarrassing that is? That is a disgrace to have not won a single one of those games this season. But you can go and beat a PSG. You can go and beat Tottenham. Do you know what? We'll probably go and beat Barcelona. We might even beat Arsenal as well. But then we'll probably lose to Wolves and we'll probably drop points against Burnley because this is what we do. And this was no different once again. This once again was no different. This was an absolute disaster. You know, normal service beating Tottenham. We always do that. I wasn't getting carried away by the Spurs game. Yes, I thought, it could have been the momentum boost we needed to go on a run. The very next game, 3 or 4 days later, we show up an absolute horror show, a disastrous evening on all fronts. No rest for the midfield, no rest for the attack, no 3 points. Flat out embarrassing performance, disgraceful. And it leaves us with 7 points from the opening 4 games. The manager is getting a lot of flack. He's getting a lot of flack. Some of it deserved, some of it way, way over the top. The team tonight was a lot stronger than the one that I was expecting. Okay, gripes on my behalf, centre-back pairing of Tosin and Hato, awful, absolutely awful. Why that was picked, I've got absolutely no idea. And the decision to pick Tyreek George over Mark Guiu or Liam Delap backfired big time. Everything else I was fine with. I had no problem with it. No problem with it at all. But defensively, we are a car crash. We are an embarrassment. There'll be teams in the Championship, in League One, that defend better than we do. There is no consistency in our defensive selections. And then there is absolutely no surprise that we fuck up every other week at the back. Every single week at the back, we are giving up goals. I've said it before. When you're a team that needs to score 2 or 3 goals to win a game, you're going to struggle to string together a run of results. 9 times out of 10, we've got to score 2 or 3 goals minimum to even win a game. And that is why we're dropping so many points. Defensively, Tosin, brother, what are you? What are you? What the hell was that performance? Uncle tossing, experience, Palmer's best friend. Well, I tell you what, you can be Palmer's best mate from a distance. Let's revise your contract. Let's just sign you up in a non-playing capacity for a Palmer's best mate role, because I am sick and tired of seeing your nonsense defending in a Chelsea shirt. You are not a Champions League quality defender. Not at all. Awful one-on-one. Turning circle of, I don't know what, a yacht. Slow. Doesn't read the game. Awful in the air. I mean, seriously. Centre-backs need to find a way to be protected because they cannot defend 1 versus 1. You know, we are always seem to find our defenders 1v1 when we lose the ball. We get counted on in quick transitions. Any teams that are direct make us suffer. Jarell Hatto, one of the worst performances I've seen in a Chelsea shirt in a long time. In a long, long time. Awful. But this guy's not a centre-back. This guy is not a centre-back. However, whether you're playing at centre-back or left-back, the basic errors that you made from a defensive standpoint were unacceptable. Bullied, beaten in a physical battle, spun, give away the penalty, loose on the ball. Awful, awful, awful. And there are Chelsea fans who've been calling for Hatto to start at centre-back. Guys, this brother is not a centre-back. In an emergency, he can fill in there. But this, once again, is Maresca searching for the internal solutions that the board told him to find. He asked for a defender in the summer. He wasn't given one. We're trying to find internal solutions. And these are the internal solutions that we've got, and they're not good enough. However, I'm sick and tired of these defensive mistakes. Sick of it. Find a partnership and stick with it. You don't see any other top teams rotating their centre-back pairing week in, week out. This was awful. Absolutely awful. However, the team that went out there, the substitutions that we made, if this team that was put out cannot finish the job against Qarabag, who before that game hadn't taken a single point against English opposition. If you can't finish the game off against a team like that, then you, I'm afraid, are simply not good enough to play for the football club. If our backups can't do the job, then, then we are really struggling. Really, really struggling. And this game was essentially used as a bit of an experiment. Why are we experimenting in Champions League games? There are no easy games in the Champions League. You'll get found out. This is not Conference League settings. We're making 7, 8, 9 changes every single game, and we're expecting to get results in a Champions League. There is no way Hatto should be starting next to Tosin. Absolutely no way. You know, and I feel bad about this match review because we're looking over another outstanding performance from Esteval. Great goal. Nice team move involving João Pedro and Andre Santos. He's easily our best winger by an absolute mile. He doesn't play with the handbrake on. He's always involved in the game. He's not restricted by the tactics. He goes out there to be dangerous and he carries a bigger threat than the rest of the attack combined. Simple as that. Garnacho comes on, scores, nice finish. But just like against Sunderland, brother disappears after he scores a goal. Doesn't push on. Where's the consistency? 1 step forward, 2 steps back with this team all the time. This is why you cannot get excited by this group of players or by this side, because you know after every good performance, the next game or a couple of games later, you're going to get up. You're going to have a shocking performance turned in. And the frustration is partly due to the result, but it's more due to the fact of an accumulation of results that we simply cannot build any consistency. We cannot build any consistency. Players not making the most of their opportunities. Gittins, who's been in good form in recent weeks, woeful performance. Tyreek George, why is he starting? Shocking performance from him at centre forward. But what do you expect? What do you expect? Lavia injured again. I feel sorry for this guy. I really do, because the kid's special. He's got so much ability. But once again, injured. It's not even a surprise. Just expect it now. Just expect it, because this is what happens. Brother, we'll see you in 2026. We'll see you away at Anfield, or we'll see you at the Etihad, or we'll see you somewhere in a big game for a couple of performances, and then he'll go. I feel sorry for him. You know, it's apparently a quad injury. But again, another player that we simply cannot rely on. Another player we simply cannot rely on. And this was just so poor. We were so easy to cut through, so easy to beat. I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. Watch Wolves play similar tactics against us, counter-attacks versus an exposed defence, because that's exactly what we're going to see. That is exactly what we're going to see. And yes, we had a lot of the ball against Qarabag, but we didn't do very much with it. I think we created no big chances. No big chances. No big chances at all. And again, where's Achimpong? What's happened to him? Plays really well at centre-back, probably our best defender. And then he's disappeared, hasn't played in the last 2 games. Where is he? And I get it, you can't play teenagers every single game. I understand that. But this brother's our best defender. You don't see any other top teams taking the piss and swapping their defensive partnerships out every game. You don't see that. Every time we get a result, we go and do something stupid a few days later. No momentum is possible with this group of players. Where's Achimpong? Where is he? I doubt he plays against Wolves on Saturday. Delap was a positive as well. He was. But again, you know, the finishing was a bit off. And this is a player who is a squad player, and yet he's number 9 first choice for Chelsea. And a lot of this, I'm sorry, goes back to the recruitment. We've got squad players who are expected to be first teamers, and that is ridiculous. Delap, squad player. Garnacho, squad player. Pedro Neto in a serious team is a squad player. And yet, these guys are main guys for us. No, I'm done. I'm done. Get me to the international break and just let me have a break from this nonsense, because I don't even know what to say. The goals we conceded, honestly, how many shit goals are we going to concede this season? Maresca asked for a centre-back in the summer. He didn't get one. Now look what's happening. Look at the price that we're paying. This team, by the way, was more than good enough to beat Qarabag. More than good enough. And they didn't perform. All right, we conceded 2 goals, shocking defending. But to not create hardly any chances against Qarabag is awful. Goddamn awful. And now we face a difficult game against Wolves on Saturday at home. Bit of a new manager bounce, and I haven't got a new manager in yet. But they'll be up for it. The blueprint's there to beat us, to frustrate us. Big questions again. Big questions once again. Yeah. Well, there we are, guys. Bit of a ramble, bit of a rant. Yeah. I don't know how much of that made sense, but it is what it is, guys. Poor, embarrassing result. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you lot again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Love.